we have kind of our outline of what we're doing. And then when we go to slide 3, it'll open. Yep, there we go. We have possible suspects. So notice on the possible suspects, you have a suspect name. You have whether they're male or female. Yes, Lily? Oh, so we have male or female. What does that mean? What gender they are. Are they a boy or are they a girl? Their hair color, their shoe color, whether they're tall or short, and where they're hiding in. So if we move to our next slide, we're going to get our first clue. It says at the top, crack the code by writing ratios to describe the pictures in each row. Use your answers to match and place the letters in the boxes to reveal the first clue. Put the letter in every box that it matches your answer in. There may be more than one. The first one has been done for us. So if we look, this first part here says, what is the ratio of triangles to circles in each row below? So if we look at our first row here, where we have triangles and circles, I can say I have 2 triangles for every 1, 2, 3 circles. So I have a 2 to 3 ratio, which then we will go up here and we look for 2 to 3 and they put in the H's. So go ahead and do the next 2. So do the one for O and the one for N and add those in. For example, the second one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles to every 1 circle. And if I scroll up, I can see on here that I have a 1 to 4 ratio right here. But that's not the ratio that I found. I found a 4 to 1. So that one's not going to have the O in it. But I have a 4 to 1 right here. So that one's going to have an O in it. And that's what I'm going to write in. Okay. Okay, so now that you've kind of finished those triangles to circles, you're going to come over to the right of that and it says, what is the ratio of shoes to caps in each row below? So our shoe is going to be this sneaker kind of thing. So we have 1 shoe, and a cap is a type of hat. It's a baseball cap. So each of these is a cap. So I have for every 1 shoe, I have 2 caps. So right there, I have a 1 to 2 ratio. So I'm going to come up here, and every time I see a 1 to 2, I'm going to write in an S, which it might show up more than once. And you can see here, it does show up more than once. It showed up twice in those bottom 2 rows, 3 times because there's one up top as well. So, right, if you look at the bottom, it says, what is the ratio of cubes to total shapes? Yeah, which means all of them, including the cube. So if I look, I have 1, 2, 3 cubes. 2, how many shapes? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes. So I have a 3 to 5 ratio because the cubes are still shapes. And it's the same thing on the right side where it says, what is the ratio of circles to total shapes? I have 1, 2 circles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 total shapes. So I have a 2 to 4 ratio there. So once you've figured those all out and you've come up here and filled in your clue, you should have, and filled in every single box, they should all be filled with a letter, and you'll have your first clue. I'm going to give you a minute and a half to get through that, and we'll talk about what the clue says. When you're done with this one, grab a whiteboard, unless you already have one on your desk. Okay, so let's check out our clue. So if we look up here, it says victims are saying that the rogue is a girl. So if I go back to my suspect list, that means since the rogue is a girl, that means I can cross out every single male suspect. So I can come on here and I can say, okay, well, it can't be them. And to cross out on your Chromebook, you're going to click on the line tool and select a line and draw a line through it. So to do the line tool, you're going to click on, it looks like a line with 2 dots on it. You're going to click on line, and you're going to click and drag, and it'll create a line for you. I'm just going to use this. But again, I'm going to click on the line tool. And I am going to drag it through all of the male victims because my clue just said it has to be a girl.